Want to know how to make this? Let's get started. We're going to cook an alligator sauce piquante. We're going to start off with a large yellow onion, a large green bell pepper. We got our pot heating up over here. We're going to get that in there. Saute this down for about 8 to 12 minutes. We don't really want to over brown it. We just want to get them kind of clear. We're going to let that sweat down. Like I said, we'll continue stirring. We'll keep an eye on it. Alright, so while this is sauteing, we're going to keep an eye on that. We're going to get a little bit of lard. I'm going to put it in a skillet. I'm going to let this melt down and heat up. And while that's happening, we're going to come over here. We've got our alligator. We've got a little bit of flour. We're going to season that up with some of that voodoo. Some of that sauce bone. Give that a good mixing. Now we're going to take our meat and we just want to get it in here. Get it a little bit on there. You don't need to get crazy with it. Knock it off, set it aside. We're going to do this so we get our entire pan of alligator done. Alright, we got our alligator lightly battered with just seasoned flour. We're going to get this in here and give it a little pan frying. Alright guys, so we've been sauteing this for 2-3 minutes. We're going to add some seasoning. I'm going to add that sauce bone, and I'm going to add some of that voodoo. Great thing about them, they're both low sodium. You're not going to overdo it on salt. We'll taste it later. But we're going to get all this incorporated. We're going to let that saute until all the onions are clear. And then we're going to keep an eye on our alligator that's over here browning with the flour batter and seasoning. Alright, we're going to give this a flip. They've been cooking for about 5 minutes maybe. We got our onions about where we want them. You can see they're starting to get clear. We got a lot of seasoning in there. We don't really want to overcook them. We don't want to really brown them. We got a jar of some old stewed tomatoes we made last spring. We're going to come over here and we're going to take some of these old tomatoes, crush them up, get that juice in there. We got our tomatoes in here. We crushed them up like we wanted them. We're going to add a container of chicken broth or chicken stock. Now that we've added that, we'd normally make this, but unfortunately we didn't have no dead chickens to work with, so we got us a bottle we bought. Now we're going to let this come to a boil pretty hard. We're going to come over here and check our alligator. That's looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and get that off the fire. Set that over here. We're going to let this rest for a little while. Over here out the way. And we're going to bring this to a boil and then we'll be right back. Now that our Gravy is boiling pretty good. We're gonna add our alligator meat into this. We're gonna add a little bit of green onion, mainly the whites. I kept the tops. We're gonna use that to put on top once it's done. And we're gonna let this, we're gonna leave a little crack in here. We're gonna let this boil. We're gonna stir it periodically. We're gonna let this cook for probably about 2 to 2.5 hours. All right, guys, so periodically, about every 7 or 8 minutes, we come in here and give it a stir. Just keep an eye on it. If it runs a little low on moisture, we'll add some water. We just want to make sure that alligator is cooked down, tender. And sorry about the video when I'm by myself. I don't have a camera crew like a lot of people. I don't have a studio like a lot of people. I'm just out here right here at the house. Y'all like my Snoop Dogg? Snoop on the stoop, baby. Old fire still burning. It's just the way I live, man. That's the way it goes right here. Alright guys, so it's been cooking for about 2.5 hours. Let's put it on a plate. Alligator sauce piquante.